Hi, my name is Natalie and I am a registered dietitian at Knox Community Hospital. And tonight we are at Landing's Foods, and I wanted to do a grocery store tour with you all. The store is close, and I am by myself, so I am going to take off my mask so that you can hear me. Starting here in the produce section, these are foods that are very low in carbohydrates. They're high fiber, lots of water content, very high in vitamins and minerals. But when we're thinking about our blood sugar, these are not going to be big contributors. One tip would be when looking at a dinner plate to fill half of your plate with items from this section. So that could be a salad, whether you're cutting up the lettuce yourself or even getting a bagged salad to make a really quick dinner. Adding stir-fried vegetables or fajita vegetables. So if this is our first stop at grocery shopping, we really can plan ahead to have 1 to 2 cups available for at least lunch and dinner. Not starchy vegetables, they can be fresh, frozen, or canned, ideally without salt. So frozen vegetables are excellent things to have in your freezer for those quick meals that you need to throw together. So frozen broccoli, Brussels sprouts, green beans, these are things that you can put in soup, you could steam and have it as a side, and they don't need to be used right away like our fresh vegetables, so these could be things for those backup situations. We do have some vegetables that do affect your blood sugar, and we call those starchy vegetables. Those are potatoes and corn, peas, beans, and legumes. Another thing, just like fruit, is that vegetables often don't come with a nutrition label, so using your hands are a good way to guesstimate those carbohydrate amounts. Take potatoes, for example. If we look at the size of a potato that's in a 3 or a 5 pound bag, those are all going to be about 30 grams of carbohydrates. They will fit in the palm of your hand. Potatoes that are sold individually are going to be a lot larger. These are a lot of times potatoes that you would get at a restaurant, a steakhouse for example, and this is going to be closer to 60 grams of carbohydrates. To compare those up close, see that this would be about 30 grams of carbohydrates, where this potato would be about 60. Even though potatoes directly affect your blood sugar, they do still give our body lots of key nutrients. A white potato, for example, is one of our highest potassium foods. And potassium is a mineral that nationwide we need to be eating more of. It's a mineral that can help naturally lower your blood pressure. So whenever we're talking about diabetes, we also want to keep in mind that our heart health is important. Potassium would be one of those nutrients that we want to include in our diet. Our milk and yogurt products are also carbohydrate sources, and these are foods that also will affect our blood sugar. With milk, 1 serving is about 1 cup. So if you have a smaller cup that you use to drink milk, that would be very helpful in portion control. The carbohydrate amount really is going to be the same across all different types of milk, whether it's a skim milk, 1%, or whole milk. What changes is the amount of fat and calories. Whenever fat is coming from an animal product, it's going to be a source of saturated fat. Saturated fat plays an indirect role in our blood sugar control because it can make insulin resistance worse. Insulin resistance is the basis behind type 2 diabetes, and so it's recommended to try and limit the amount of saturated fat in our diet. So when choosing milk, I would recommend a skim or a 1% milk, low-fat yogurts, lower-fat cheeses, and any of the dairy products like cottage cheese or sour cream. Protein is a macronutrient that does not directly affect your blood sugar. It is slow to digest, it can help you stay fuller longer, and so using this strategically with every meal and snack could be a way to help you stay fuller longer in between meals. When choosing meat, look for those with the least amount of visible fat. Looking for the word loin or the word round in the title can indicate leaner cuts of meat. If something has the word ribs, so a ribeye steak or these short ribs, those are going to have more fat content, which again, saturated fat can increase insulin resistance. And our last section is going to be our bread. And so bread is another carbohydrate source. It does affect your blood sugar, but this is also a really good opportunity to get fiber in your diet. So whenever looking at bread products, whether it's buns, sliced bread, if you're picking out brown rice or whole wheat pasta, look on the label for 100% in the word whole. That's going to indicate it's a whole grain and it's going to have all of those nutrients included in this food source. We want to also look at that nutrition label and choose items with at least 3 grams of fiber per slice.